Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Alex, Daytrader, and in today's video, I wanted to go over the strategy that I use every single day to trade in the markets, and also share with you guys the story of how I made my teacher's weekly paycheck in a little over 1 hour of trading, and I did it all in my school's bathroom. So, without further ado, let's get right to it. So basically, what I do every single day before I take any trades is I try to identify where the relative strengths or weaknesses in the market. And if you haven't seen my video on how I find strong versus weak stocks, I would highly recommend to see it because it's very educational and it might help you with something. But if you haven't, a quick overview is that I'm mainly looking for four things when I'm, choosing a stock to trade. One of them being I want it to be one of the leading percentage gainers. Another being I want price action over or under VWAP if I'm looking for longs. It's over if I'm looking for shorts. It's under. And the third criteria is that I do not really. If I'm looking for longs, then I don't want to see like any like shooting stars or like a lot of topping tails because that shows me that we're getting a bunch of resistance. And same thing for the bottom, but same thing for shorts. But for shorts, I'm watching out for hammers, dragonfly dojis, and just bottoming tails in general. And the most important thing, in my opinion, is that the stocks that I'm trading should be following the trend of SPY or QQQ. Because think about it this way. If the whole market is trending one side, if I go the other way, the odds are I'm just going to get crushed. Because what SPY and QQQ tell us is the general direction where the market wants to go. So it makes a ton of sense to follow it. Alright, so I finally got to the trade. This one trade was an extraordinary Monday. Because usually on Mondays I'm only looking for base hits, right? I don't like to go like full size on Mondays because I know from my trading that Mondays aren't really my strong suit. So I only took a quarter position of I usually only take a quarter of my position size on Mondays just to build a base hit for the week. So let's go over the strategy. What I'm doing every single day before I'm taking any trades is first I like to mark, well, I do this the night before, but I mark the previous day high of the ticker, which for QQQ is right here, and the previous day low. This shows us if we get a break of structure to one side. So if we get a break of structure to the upside, which is previous day high, that means we're looking for longs, and it makes sense. If we get a break to the low, then we're looking for shorts. And also, what I'm looking for is the morning of, I mark the pre-market high, I usually like to mark it blue. It's just my color preference, I don't know why. And the pre-market low, which was right here for QQQ. And I just realized that I'm on the 3-minute chart. Oops. Alright, so I switched to 5-minute. Here we go. And I trade off the 5-minute chart. I like to switch to 3-minute or 1-minute for my runners, but ideally I trade for the 5-minute. So with all my levels marked, I'm looking for one of two things. Either a break of structure to the low or a break of structure to the high. But I don't punch it when I instantly get the break of structure, because it could be just a candle wick and I might get wicked out. So I'm looking for a close under the level. So right here, look, we got a close under the pre-market low, 5-minute candle close. And after I get a 5-minute close, I'm looking for a retest of VWAP, which I love, or pre-market low, which is also valid, but I usually take VWAP retests because it's just what I do best, and I really like it. So we can see here, we get a retest of VWAP and also the pre-market low, which is, I guess you could call it double trouble. It is a confluence after all. But I didn't punch it for puts as soon as we tapped VWAP. I waited for us to come down a little bit, and I punched it around 690, 50, or, you know, once I saw we were getting a wick, I punched it. So let's see how it ended up. I punched it around right here. My stop loss would have been a 5-minute close over VWAP, I'd say. And the thing absolutely dumped. It dumped so hard for almost an hour. And I ended up getting out by the 3-minute chart with the first candle to close above the 9 EMA, which ended up being right there, which is perfect. And this trade ended up being a 1 to 7 risk reward, which is freaking insane. And I did it all on my phone in the bathroom, which just shows how little equipment you need to just, you know, do it. Like, you don't need like 20 monitors like around you everywhere. All you need is like at least a phone, if that's all you have. And it absolutely printed, and here's my proof. Here, I'll show you guys the screenshot of the trade. It was right here. Don't know if you can see. Here, I hope it's not blurry, but you can see the P&L is $956, right? And you can see the date that I took them. I took 0 DTEs on that day. So I made almost $1,000 in less than an hour of trading. And I took it with quarter size. If I took it with full size, oh boy, that would have been great, but hey, it was a good trade. It was a really good trade. This is just an example of, like, you know, how it can go. And this is also a good example, if I'm going to be real, it's a really good example of why you always want to hold runners. Because if I didn't hold runners, I might have gotten out, like, I don't know, maybe right here at like 100% if I was like really happy. But then I would have missed this like a bunch. I would have missed the follow through. And luckily, I followed my rules and my strategy, and, you know, I just got it. And if we look at SPY on that day, it's the same thing. We got the break of structure to the downside, so I was looking for shorts. Where's Monday? This was Tuesday, this was Monday. Yeah. Look, SPY did the same thing. SPY got the break of structure to the downside. Sorry, these are all old lines. These are just doing my due diligence for Monday. But here, let's get rid of this. We got the break of structure to the downside right here. And SPY also gave a nice little retest. I don't really like taking pre-market retests. I like VWAP a lot better, but if that's your style of trading, like, you could punch it here, which is great. But, I mean, it would have worked also. And that's basically an overview of the strategy. I'm looking for a close under or over the pre-market level. And then I'm looking for pre-market or VWAP, preferably VWAP, but, you know, pre-market also works. And about pre-market, I'm going to give an example of a pre-market retest. I think it was Palantir on Tuesday or Wednesday. I ended up also taking that trade. Yeah, it was Tuesday. Alright, check this out. Palantir got a break of structure right here. As we see, we were really weak pre-market, and SPY was also really weak that day pre-market. So if we were to mark the pre-market level, these are all old levels. I don't know what they're doing here. But we marked the pre-market, oh sorry, it's down here. F925. We marked the pre-market level, and I'm still on the 3 minute. Alright. Back on the 5 minute. I only use 3 minute for holding runners, but the 5 minutes what I use for execution. Now we see right here, like, yeah, it was a pre-market retest, and it worked out really well. Here, I think I have a screenshot of that trade too. Let me find it. Here I found it. This was the Palantir. This is how much money I made on Palantir that day. Hopefully it's not blurry, but I think that's good. Or $500 on Palantir. That trade took like 30 minutes, which was insane. And I actually also have a picture of my orders and where I trimmed them. Here. This is Palantir, July 28th. This is proof of my orders that, you know, I legit actually took that trade. Hopefully it's not blurry, but see, I loaded up on puts. So this is legit. I legit took these trades. I'm not lying or sugarcoating or cherry picking these trades. Like this is just what I'm doing every single day. And I ended up making a really good profit on Palantir too this day. Overall, this week was a really good week, if I'm gonna be real. But you guys like literally see, like, if I can do this from my school bathroom, like, what's stopping you guys from doing it anywhere else? Like, I'm forced to be in the bathroom. Like, I can't trade during class, I'm gonna get caught. But like, it's like also it's like literally so hard to just like, you know, get like a huge winner in the bathroom, and it's so hard not to come back to like your class without like a smile. Like it's so hard to like just stay like, you know, serious. Dude, it's really funny though, but it just shows like like you just gotta do it. Like just stick to it. Don't give up. Because if I quit like all those months ago, if I would have just quit, none of this would be happening. I just stuck to it, and I'm only getting started. Trust me, I'm only getting started. But hopefully, this was a good overview of my strategy. And yeah, hope you guys learned something from this video, and have a nice day. Peace.